and we've been talking about this theme of almost being within the public service and how that could be like just levels of trauma if you like your secrecy.
Welcome back to Grown Folks Talking. I'm your host, CKC, joined by my special co-host,
Lola Chanel.
Today, we're going to be giving a full spoiler recap and review and share our thoughts on the Amazon Prime movie called G20. It stars Viola Davis as part of her Productions UV Productions. A synopsis?
Yes, terrorists take over the G20 summit with President Sutton, bringing her governing and military experience to defend her family, company, and the world.
Lovely. This was not your typical action film. And I'm just going to jump to the end because if you haven't seen the film, pause, subscribe, like, pause this part because I'm going to spoil parts of it. Spoiler. When you had Viola Davis and Marsai Martin in the helicopter leaning, about to fall. I love you too. You know, so sorry, we going out. And then I was like, well, how are they going to get saved? They got to get saved at the start.
They got to get saved.
When they were pulling up the helicopter, I was like, oh, okay, cool. Yeah, of course. And then you see the shot of them with the rope and the army men just dragging that big old ton helicopter.
Movie magic.
I was like, I said, this is a sci-fi fiction film because ain't no way these arms enslaving a black woman and a black girl.
They're strong.
From chocolate.
They're strong because but save the black women, save black women
and black girls
from
impending doom. The U.S. Army. This is a movie. This is sci-fi fiction.
If only that.
Who in the White House right now? I'll rest my case.
Oh, if only that were true. if God, please. Because right now, this was such a feel-good movie in what we know to be pure and utter chaos in the world right now.
Yes, indeed.
This was great.
Absolutely, indeed. And not only is it a woman president, a black family, there were the people who were also the good guys.
Mm-hmm.
There was a Latino man, her Secret Service, Will Trent, who I forgot his real name.
Ramon Rodriguez.
Ramon played his part. Then you had the Asian lady who was part of, I think, South Asia, their diplomat and major characters. And then later on in the film, when you had South Africans or people from Zulu, as well as good guys. So I was like, yeah, this is a different kind of action film.
This action film was, first of all, none of the good people really died. The people that was supposed to stay alive stayed alive through the entire thing, because when Anthony Anderson got shot, I said no. Because it was a black man who loved his wife to the end, was ready to risk it all.
Yeah.
He was telling her, he was like, you ain't gotta keep them heels on. And she did it. She went down there with them sneakers on, them little beat up sneakers up under that red dress.
Yes, and worked it and proved to be a smart choice. And then you had the Latino lady saying, I wish I would have did that because these heels hurt.
When she took them off, I said, oh, she itty bitty. She's so
yeah. Your overall thoughts for the film, overall?
Let me start with the Viola Davis.
Okay.
My God, on tonight. You can tell that she really worked during the Woman King and that she is really leaning and loving action films.
Well, that goes to my other point where Viola and other stars are putting themselves in genres that you wouldn't typically see them in.
I can understand why.
Because if they don't see her as an action star, she'll never be in an action film. So she's like, I'm finna produce myself as an action star because you got to show up.
Let me let me put myself in my own stuff
Yes.
because this is
And it
fun.
reminds me of Denzel when he did the Equalizer, and people were saying, he's a dramatic actor, and now he's in the action, truly an action film, and then
Mm-hmm.
turned that into a franchise. Halle Berry did a movie with Mark Wahlberg. It's on Netflix. Again,
I
same
started
type of.
watching that on it's Mark Wahlberg and
Yes.
it was pretty good.
Yeah, it's pretty good. But I will say, for me, the film was a good popcorn film.
Oh,
I think her as an action star, I think she was better in Woman King, because you got to see her do more moves, in my opinion,
mm-hmm.
than you did in this film. Like, she had one scene with the dude from the elevator that was super dark. It was hard to see the moves.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and then there's like the other scenes, which is her combat. It was kind of hard to see her be actiony.
I want to tell the people this, to
What?
all the producers, directors, and all the editors. Turn that brightness up. We
Yeah.
can't. You
Mm-hmm.
see, I got glasses on. I can't
Yep.
see for real. Turn that
Mm-hmm.
brightness up because I'm
Turn it up.
trying to turn it up on all my devices and I can't do that. I
Yep.
can't do that. But you know what it is? I think it's because, well, movies are meant to be watched in the dark because
Oh yeah. Okay.
that's
Yeah.
how the movies are set up. That's
Yeah. So
how
you focus.
so you're focused on the screen. I
Mm-hmm.
think in the age that we're in, where streaming is readily available on any device that you want, it's harder to capture
Yeah.
what the direction and the directors actually wanted to be portrayed on film. But girl, you know that we're gonna watch it on this here iPad on down to the aeroplane. Turn that
Yes.
brightness up,
Turn it up. Turn it up.
please.
Put it in date, and
Color
yeah.
grade.
So
I don't
that
know. Do something.
something. So, but when she was verbally sparring with the bad guy, like going
Oh
back and
yeah,
forth, that's the Viola. I was like,
love her.
yeah, yeah, whip him with your verbal takedown. So I thought that was cool. She was fine. She was serviceable. She had a little muscular figure. I did think Will Trent wasn't gonna make it. I was like, when she was like, hit the
Manny,
lights, and he was,
Manny.
yeah, he had a delay on that one. I was like, oh man, he did sacrifice himself for the president, but it's not that kind of film.
He had got shot in his tummy, and the
Yeah,
bullet didn't go out.
it didn't go out. They made a point to mention that.
It stayed
So
in.
yeah, this film kind of also reminded me of Die Hard, where it's one person trying to get to the bad guy to save everybody,
Mm-hmm.
and how the bad guy was had taken over the entire building and had a plan, and then he was killing folks. He killed that Asian woman's.
He cut off that man's
Yeah,
ear.
yeah, he cut off that man's ear. I was like, very much Die Hard-esque, but where it failed, where it didn't do a better job, was giving us background
Yeah,
of like setting up so there's a payoff
yeah,
in
because
the end.
I didn't get how we figured the Treasury Secretary was also working with him. How
Yeah,
did like I
yeah.
it it was still good, but I was like, oh, how? Why did she?
Mm-hmm.
Why she had did that?
Right. Just a little, either a look or something to foreshadow she may not be on. She may not be right.
Yeah, cause
So then
but he took her, but he didn't shoot her or shoot at her or.
mm-hmm.
But I would
Yeah.
have liked a little side conversation between the two of them, or a side
Mm-hmm.
conversation between her, the other special agent, Darnell. What is his name?
Yeah.
Darden,
Mm-hmm.
Agent Darden. I
Yep.
would have liked to see a conversation between them two, like because all we got at the end was her saying, "You hired this person, you chose this,
Mm-hmm.
you were the inside man." I would have liked to see before, like, oh, you're
Uh-huh.
shady.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree. So yeah, a little bit of background to help it pay off in the end would have been helpful for the film. And then the other question that I had was the motive. how he was messing with everybody's currency and using cryptocurrency and deep fakes. For me, a little too close to home. A little too. This could happen, and causing
this
chaos and having them say that
this
line and
could
then manipulating.
absolutely happen, but instead of it being a foreign Australian, it's 9 times out of 10 going to be our own president
Oh,
and his. Oh, I'm sorry, I can't say that.
oh, this is our podcast.
Period. It's probably going to be that man and the other South African, not the good one, the one that
Mm.
has ownership of a major electric car company by the name of Tesla. His name is
Oh, you giving out names.
his
Oh, you're not
his
even gonna let
his
people think about
his name is Elantra Muskie.
it. Yes.
Uh,
Other things that from the film that were atypical was it was filmed in South Africa, or
mhm,
the setting was in South Africa, and I was like, oh, cool. And we saw South Africans
mhm.
in the what you call it, and then a little bit of Wakanda in there. I was like,
Hello,
with the
Woman King
y'all,
from
y'all,
Wakanda.
yeah, y'all look different. Y'all like y'all got comeback. Yet he waited till the when he was tied up and the knife. I'm like, dude, and
Well,
oh,
he
she was.
said that they needed to make sure that there were combat trained people like ingrained within the staff. That's what he
Ah,
said. That's why
mm-hmm,
they were acting like that, because they needed to suss out the situation. They didn't know what was
okay,
going on.
okay,
So they had to act like they were butlers and service
mm-hmm,
staff, but really
mm-hmm.
they're part of the militia.
They know how to handle themselves with a weapon. I wanted a little more Marsai Martin.
I wanted
We
more
saw,
Marseille.
yeah, she's fantastic. I thought her and Viola worked well together. I wanted a little bit more, a little bit, just a little bit of more sparring with them.
Even though it was what 2 hours, it still
Mm-hmm.
felt rushed.
Yeah.
I did want more. I feel like there was a lot that we didn't get a chance to like see, a lot that we
Mm-hmm.
didn't. I wanted more, but it was so good. It was like a feel good action movie. Like,
Yes.
if only black women could be the president. We could have had it all. Oh my gosh.
Mm-hmm.
We could
Could
now.
have
I know Sister Silk Press, Big Sister Silk Press. She
been. Mm-hmm.
probably couldn't have done it all like this,
Mm-hmm. For
but we
sure.
could. They talk about garnish. I'm sorry, y'all. They try to take my checks because of them student loans.
Loans. Yep.
And
Yeah.
guess what? I'ma just be on the run. Get it back in blood. I don't know what else to tell you. I don't know. I don't know. It's tax the billionaires. Tax your
Mm-hmm.
friends. Matter of fact, Beyonce, girl, just send me the funyuns. It's a drop in a bucket for you. Just
This
send
is
it
true.
to
This
me,
is couch change.
please. This is get all your friends together. Sell part of Parkwood. Help me.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway,
Mm-hmm.
we could have had it
We
all.
we could have had it all. We could have been rolling in the deep. Could have
We
been rolling in the deep.
could have been rolling in the deep, but wishful thinking and wishful hoping, this movie was good enough to make me forget about the reality of it all.
But at
I
least
want the
until I got to the end in the helicopter, I was like, oh,
I need you to let that helicopter scene go. I need you to let the helicopter scene go. That it was
okay.
TV magic. It was TV
Uh,
magic.
too much
Save
magic.
save her.
Leave David Blaine alone.
It was that because the way it was dragging across that light bulb, I said surely it would have fallen by now.
For sure. For
Surely,
sure.
surely it would have fallen by now.
Ben done fell.
Ben
Ben done
didn't,
been over.
Ben
Yeah.
didn't fail. But you want to know what I loved about this as well.
Mm-hmm.
The man wasn't saving the day. The woman was. I loved
Yeah.
that.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, this is great.
Right,
This
right,
is
right.
great. The daughter helped save the day, and the mama helped save the day.
Really, and all women. Remember, because
Oh
I agree
yeah,
with you. And when Will Trent got shot, I was like, okay, now because he's been doing all the work and they've been working together, then he gets shot, so she's on her own.
she's
But
on her own.
in the limousine, the Latino
Oh
lady,
yeah,
she was just like, I'll drive.
she said she took off from hill. She said, I'm driving now. First of all, the fact that it took her that long to take off them heels lets me know that this was a movie because, babes, the moment that they started shooting, I was like, wait,
Yeah.
get these heels off of me.
Right
I
now.
would not have been running in them heels. She had jumped in the elevator. She went down the laundry chute,
Sure did.
all in them heels.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's
The
now let's talk about that because that is superhero strength. Okay, she
mm-hmm.
needs to go to comic book because how did you go from point A to point B in 6-inch heels?
Tell me. Tell me.
Because
I mean all over that
the
building.
the height difference when she took it off, she said
For real.
she went from 5'5" to 5 feet, and
Mm-hmm.
the jump was scary because
Instantly.
she went from being the same height as the prime minister to being at his shoulders. Did you realize that? Did you realize that they went from here to here when she took
the
off them shoes? It was like, I'm driving.
I'm yes, I
Ma'am,
would
pull that
yes.
seat up because I know you can reach the pedal.
she she driving like this. uh,
I said, this is unhinged. This is
for
unhinged.
real.
Ain't no way. Ain't no way.
My final surprise was the Asian lady talking about I'm not leaving my husband. I got to go find my husband. She didn't walk, found the husband. Husband didn't make it. He the one
Husband
that
was
got.
gone.
She got that knife, and I was like, "What?" She just walked calmly, got that knife, stabbed that man, the bad guy. She stabbed the main bad guy. He didn't die,
She's
which is
he did it.
bizarre.
I said that's a lot of blood. How he and then he still had enough energy to fight
Right,
because he
the
was still
knife was
fighting.
curved for real fighting. Yeah. So
Okay.
also movie magic. People of color doing
Yeah,
what they needed to do
doing the
to
Lord's
get over.
work.
Mm-hmm.
So we've been on this thing. Last week we were talking about the residents, and then this week we're talking about G20, and we've been talking about this theme of almost being within the public service and how that could be like just levels of trauma if you like your secrecy, because we started off the movie starts off with Marsai sneaking out. Marsai's character's name is Serena. Side tangent, I love when character names has like the double letter, so her name is Serena Sutton. I like that.
Oh, okay.
Have you ever
Yeah.
noticed that in Hairspray everybody's name is double?
Oh,
Tracy
Kobe.
Turnblad.
Oh, yeah, and Kobe Calette. Yeah. Oh, no. I'm
Courtney Collins,
Courtney Collins. That's what I was trying to
Motor
think of.
Mouth
Yes.
Maybelle,
Oh, wow.
Pee
Great
Wee J
call.
Stubbs. Yeah, I love Hairspray.
I only
But
know in Marvel films like Miles Morales, Peter
oh
Parker.
yeah,
Somebody told me that.
yes,
Bruce Banner,
yes.
et cetera, et cetera.
I like if I ever were to have children, but I'm not doing that. But that would be so cute. I love the first
Same,
name, last name,
same,
same letter.
same
But
letter.
back to before
Marseille.
a-
Marseille
80,
Martin.
Marsai Martin, but Marsai's not her first name. Anyway,
Oh, that's right.
they how intrusive it must be to be like a public service. First of all, how you sneak out the White House? Put her in the Secret Service. So I'm like, your punishment is now working as a public service. Since you feel that I wouldn't have even grounded her again.
Mm-hmm.
I need you to teach them how you did this,
Right.
because now you done told me that it might be a little too easy for people to sneak in if you don't want to get
How to
out.
sneak out. Yes, very true. Very, very true. You're right
Because
about it.
well, now I wish I was alive and well during the Bush era when the Bush twins was running amok, because
Mm-hmm.
I went down a deep dive about the Bush twins and I said, now wait a minute. They still following Sasha and Malia. And now one
Mm-hmm.
of the Bush twins got a show on what network is it? Is it ABC? No,
Yep, she's done
that's
great. Well, I know she's a special guest star on Grey's Anatomy for a couple episodes. Sophia Bush. Or
one
you
of
talking about Hoda and you talking about NBC?
NBC.
The Today Show with
Yeah, her, one of the Bush
her.
twins. One of the Bush
What is
twins
that?
that was
What
running
is her
amok.
name?
We know her name, Jenna.
We thank you. Woo! I was not
And
pulling that.
it was. I don't even think that's her name.
That is her name, Jenna Bush.
Oh, okay, I
Yeah,
pulled that
yeah.
out of nowhere. I don't watch that show.
Mm-hmm.
I consume too much. I know too many things in my brain. Cause how do I know that? I don't even watch that show. I just know Hoda.
Yeah, you pulled it somewhere. Somewhere was there.
Anyway, I went down that deep dive, and I just want everybody to know that I would also be no good if one of my parents were to be in public service. First of all, I already grew up as a PGK,
Mm-hmm.
uh, and so you could only imagine how much of my business was up for debate. Right? I don't understand how people did it. Imagine the world looking at you as you go
Yeah.
through being a teenager.
I'm so shocked that they was like, I'm still gonna do it. Cause I
It's
guess you delusion and that's my dad's job, that's not my job, and I'm gonna do what I want because this
the
is what I want to do.
rebellion of it
Mm-hmm.
all.
Yeah, it don't matter whether you're in the White House or you in your house.
People are so, oh my gosh. That would not be good for me. I would be so miserable.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody and their mama feel the need to talk about what I'm doing. If y'all
Mm-hmm.
don't leave me alone, I did not ask to be here. You act like I said, "Yay, go!" You need to make sure we are all in the office. No, they had the ambition to put me here. That's why Michelle said she could stand that man for 10 years.
Mm-hmm.
That is
And
see,
she tried to sneak out. I think in her book, I believe in her book, or she said she and one of the girls tried to. I think they accomplished it. They were able to sneak out a little bit.
I don't the I don't like when people tell me what to do now. And there is nobody holding me, but you feel the need to tell me you can't go somewhere. Who? At my big age, I have free will. That is
You
one
can
thing.
go where you want. You just gonna have to have darting
Mm-mm.
on the side on your right
And
and then
then
on your left.
you gotta wait 5-10 minutes just to be like all clear that you, and then you can't just be spontaneous and have fun. I keep telling y'all, if there ever came a time where I had enough money and somebody was like, okay, you have this amount of clearance, but you have to give up your group chats.
Mm-hmm.
Bets off. Actually, take it back.
Take it all back.
Recount. I don't want it no more. I don't want it no more. Get out of here. Get out of here. Because what you mean I can't, no. That girl, she just wanted to go out and have a little drinky drink with her friends now. She was 18. But who amongst us didn't have shots in college at the age
Mm-hmm.
of 18?
Yeah,
I
yeah, yeah,
did
yeah.
it.
I did too. Yeah. Oh no, not
No,
18.
I didn't say I did. I said I didn't. I didn't do that because
Oh,
I was a good child, wholesome. I waited till I was 21.
okay. Very good. Very good.
Wait,
Same. Absolutely same.
yeah, you know
What's the
I'm
over?
lying.
What would you give this film overall?
I would give this film. I would give it an 8.
I ate. I was gonna say 7, but I
I
ate.
heard you was finna say 7.
After talking, I was like, oh yeah, it was a
Well,
lot of the women came through in the end.
the people
Um,
gave it a 5.1 out of 10. They
yeah,
some haters.
yes, that's true. That's true.
They haters.
Mm-hmm.
The
They
meta
didn't see the
score is
vision.
53. Oh, these some haters. So the Rap gave it 62. Gave it a 62. Entertainment Weekly gave it a 75. The Hollywood Reporter gave it a 60. The Daily Beast gave it a 55. The New York Times gave it a 50. Variety gave it a 40. And
Whoa,
Pace Magazine gave it a 19. So you, Rory Doherty, who gave it a 19 at Pace, shame on you. You're a
absolutely. It was
hater.
We've seen many a worse stuff. Yeah, I support anything Viola does. Yeah, she pretty much can do no wrong
Oh, she
because
could do,
she's an Oscar-winning
and I
actress.
still think that they should remake The Help only from the point
Oh,
of
from
view of the black women and not from the
mm-hmm.
white journalists.
Oh yeah.
But do like Emma Stone, just redo it without her being the main.
mm.
I don't want to see nothing from Skeeta. Redo it.
Redo it. On that note, like, subscribe. We'll catch y'all later.